welcome back everyone to the brand new episode of the Code Drop. Today we're going to continue with the basics of HTML, and today we're going to learn how to add images, links and iframes to our web pages. So let's open Visual Studio Code and get started. First of all, let's open our folder in Visual Studio Code. And now first of all we're going to add an image. So to add an image we need to include an image tag, which is img, and then we have to define its first attribute, which is src or source. So source of our file is basically the image which it wants to fetch from our hard disk or the folder. So we have a file name called myimage.jpg, so we're going to include that in our code. So let's include myimage.jpg in our code and let's end the tag here. Now keep in mind that an image tag is an empty tag, so we don't need to close it, we just need to give a backslash and it's closed. Now let's go live and see it in action. So here you can see that we have added an image, but it's going off the charts. So what we can do is we can change the dimensions of our image by adding the attributes width and height. So let's add a height of 100. So number we enter is in pixels. So height in 100 pixels, and then width, let's say 100 again. So it's 100 by 100. So now you can see that the image resized in 100 by 100 pixels. You can change this width, you can change the height. Also, there's one more attribute in the image which is called alt. So using alt attribute we can actually add some alternate text to the image. So the alternate text we add to the image is displayed when the server can fetch the image, when the browser can fetch the image. So let's just rename the file, let's say image.jpg, and we know that we don't have any file of that name. So when we save, you can see that it's showing alternate text. So using alternate text we can actually add some alternate text which it should display if that image can be fetched. Now we're done with images, so let's add some links to the web page. For adding a link to the web page, we need to start an a tag, and let's include some text that click on this link to open linked file. Now you can see that the text is there. Let's add a BR here so that we get a break over here. Okay, and now let's add some source to the link, because when you click on link it should go somewhere. Now let's add the attribute href, which stands for hypertext reference, for our file, for our linked file. So let's add a file called my linked file.html. Okay, now what we're going to do is we have this link. You can see that if you click on this link it shows that cannot get my link file because you don't have a file which is named as my linked. So let's add a new file and we're going to see that this is the my linked file. Let's add it, my linked file.html. Okay, now let's add a rock type, and we're not going to deep here, we're just going to add a body tag and we're going to add a h1 tag, and it will say this is the link page. Okay, now linked file is done. So now when we click on the link file opens. Also we can actually add web links using a tag also. So let's add a web link. Let's add a link to Google. So let's say click this link to go to Google, and let's add href https:// google.com, and let's add a few breaks here. Now when we click on this link, Google opens. Now this is working fine. So this is how you add links to your web page. Moving on, now you want to add frames to our web page. So what a frame basically is that It actually is a window inside of a current window. So it's basically a web page inside of the web page. Okay, so let's start by adding the iframe tag. Using iframe tag, we can add frames inside our tab. So let's add a source here. So we're going to add my linked file only. Let's add my linked file.html here. And when we hit save, you can see that our linked file is actually being displayed in a small window inside of our web page. Okay, also we can define the height and width of this iframe. Let's add br here. Let's give it some break. Yeah. Now we can actually add height and width in iframe. So let's say a height of 250 and a width of 500 pixels. So now you can see that our iframe has been resized. It's now in 250 pixels height and 500 pixels wide. So this is how you add an iframe, and you can actually change the height and width of the image also. Let's actually let's also make this, let's make it 1000 by 1000. No, maybe 500 by 500. Let's make it 500 by 500. So it's not actually a square image, but we're still making it square. Okay, also we can actually add link in an image file. So for doing that, we first have to include a and let's link it to some file. Let's link it to, let's say, YouTube. So it will be https /youtube.com, and we want an image here, so we're going to use that same image over here also. Let's add smiley.jpg. We have a file named smiley.jpg, so let's add image and src smiley.jpg, smiley.gif. Okay, it's a gif file. Now we can set some dimensions for it. Let's say height of, what to say, 40 pixels and a width of 40. It should be a square image. Okay, now when we go down, you can see that this is smiley here, the smiley file, and when we click on it, it will actually open YouTube. So let's go and click on it. So when we click on it, you can see that YouTube opens here. Okay, now you can see that YouTube's open, and this is my news feed. We're not going to concentrate on there. Okay, so this is how you add links to the images. So if you have any doubts, you can actually put them up in the comment section. Feel free to ask doubts, I'll be answering them. And thumbs up if you liked it, subs if you loved the video. I'll see you on the next episode of the Code Drop. Bye for now.